I think it might be working this time. Please let me see some people. I heard that I had to be approved. I thought I was already pre-approved. Apparently I didn't get the golden ticket. So, if you guys are live with me now, please comment so I know, because I need to know that there are people here. And I've tried this 3 times now, and I don't want to do this long training I worked so hard on. Whew! Okay, I'm seeing comments. I'm seeing people. All right, I think we finally got the golden ticket. I have the golden ticket. Thank you! I think Caroline added me. Thank you. Okay, we are going to just go ahead and get started because I only have so much time to do this, and I don't want you all to wait. So if you jump in later, then obviously watch the replay and comment replay if you're watching the replay later, so we know everybody who got a hold of this fantastical, magical training that I'm about to do. Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know me, I am Kassi Clifford. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. Just ranked Crown Princess, like, New Year's Eve, I think. So, just got back from Costa Rica, and I'm trying to get, like, my head back about me, because it was, like, heaven on earth, and now I'm back to the real world, and trainings, and team, and sales, and it's crazy. Little short backstory on me. I have 4 children of my own. My fiance also has 4 children of his own. We just moved in together in this past summer. So there are 8 children under one roof. So there is that madness that I deal with on the daily, on top of this full-time job. And I'm a photographer, and I try to work that in when I can, because I don't have much time to do that anymore. So lip sense has taken over my life. In a good way. So, I know Natalie really wanted to focus hard on Wow Book Demo Direct, because it is something that we're hearing a lot from corporate. Yeah, it is the real life Brady Bunch, but better. We 1-upped them, or 2-upped them, because they only had 6, and we have 8. So, but corporate has been talking to us a lot about Wow Book Demo Direct, and it's been heavy in my mind and my heart for my team, because I think a lot of us signed up in the, like, big boom, and we all built our Facebook page, and we all started doing everything on Facebook, and we were like, go, 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 but we were just running faster than we knew what we were doing, really. And so now we're all kind of, like, taking a step back. Now that everything's settled down, out of stock settled down, there's no big things to worry about, right? So for all of us, we're like, oh, we can actually think and focus and shift gears and relax. But we can't do things necessarily the same way. There isn't as hard and fast of a drive and a push for product as there was. So we got to start working our business like it was supposed to be originally. And hey, Carolyn, and the way Joni and Jerry, and who was it that I just saw post the other day? That's her, like, 18-year anniversary. Can't remember her name, but I just saw that, and it was awesome. I mean, I am, like, super inspired by watching the women that have been doing this for years, like 10 years plus, because those women know how to build a sustainable career with this business, and that's what we all want, I think. If we don't, then why are we even here? So, I am here to focus on booking for you guys. I know Jerry did a fantastic training yesterday on wowing. She jumped a little bit into booking, and I am going to talk more about booking, because booking is really the beauty of the business. Booking is where the money, I mean, you have to book in order to make the money. If you don't book, then there's no money. So booking is incredibly important, and if you don't know how to book, you're going to be in trouble, because you can't just post to Facebook and rely on sales. You can't just sit around and think somebody's going to come knock on your door and be like, hey, you got some strawberry shortcake lip scents? Like, it's not going to happen. Well, it might, but not that often. So you need to book appointments regularly. There was like a network marketing guy that I love that talked once about how much money you're making, and he said, if you show me your calendar, so he's like, you know, open up your calendar, show me your calendar. If I see your calendar, I can pretty much tell you how much money you're making that month. And I thought that was a really eye-opening thing to think about, because if you don't actively have appointments on your calendar, then don't be expecting a big paycheck at the end of the month. It's not going to happen. So you have to work your business. So if you're going to work your business, you need to fill these dates. Okay, so this little calendar better start having some names in it. So the first thing I recommend you do is pick 2 days a week that you can do demos. Joni encourages to try to do 2 demos a week. I know sometimes people are like, well, that's a lot. Like, that seems like a lot. It might. I mean, I think, like, my initial goal was, like, 1 demo a week. But 2 demos a week, I feel like, okay, I can do this, but I have to with my 8 kids. And trust me, if I can do this with my 8 kids, you can do this. I promise you can. But it doesn't have to, every demo doesn't have to look the same. So don't think that means 2 parties a week, because sometimes 2 parties is just not possible. But I can do 1 makeover and 1 party a week, or I could do 1 Facebook party and 1 glamour demo a week. You know, there are different kinds of demos. So that's what I want to talk about, is all the different things that you can book that are considered a demo, and you should have at least 2 of those on your calendar a week. So pick 2 days that you can do that, and that's the first way to, like, organize your life. So I picked Thursdays and Sundays because I knew, like, I don't have any kid activities on Thursdays. I have half of my brood because the other kids are with, my fiance's kids are with their parents on Thursdays, so we just have mine on Thursday. So he's going to cover them for me on Thursday nights, and then Sundays, every other Sunday we have kids. So on the Sundays that we do have kids, my fiance is going to cover that too. So you kind of need to set those days, and then you need to communicate with whoever is helping you, whoever's supporting you in this business. If that's your husband, your wife, your mom, your dad, like your babysitter, whoever that is that's helping support you so that you can get out of the house and do this job, you need to make sure that you have that, like, settled. And it also helps you when you're scheduling with people to just know, like, right off the bat, not like, oh, what dates do I have? What days do I have? Like, when you're booking, you're like, well, I do Thursdays and Sundays. Like, you know that. So tell me a Thursday or Sunday that works for you. So it's really helpful to just start setting that aside and setting those dates aside, knowing what days you do them, and making sure that your support system is in place so that you can do those bookings on those days. That's first and foremost. Okay, so let's move on. So first you have to know how to wow. So if you don't know how to wow, you need to go back and watch Jerry's training from yesterday. Talking about wowing, Jerry had a 2-part training. Watch both parts. I know Natalie shared a training from Heather Burns, I believe, that was also about wowing, just a 5-minute video. It was very helpful. So you need to feel like you are a master at every one of these. Wow, book, demo, direct. Watch every video you can on each subject and do them until you feel like you got a degree in every one of those steps. Okay? So today you're going to get your degree in booking. Are we ready? Okay. So how to transition from a wow to a book. So let's say you're wowing. Okay, some places, real quick, I'm not going to go into the wowing, but some places you might be wowing is McDonald's Playland, your nail salon. I wow there all the time, to both people on both sides of me, and sometimes the whole salon. Grocery stores, the mall, in your neighborhood. So those are all places. There's a lot of other places, but those are all places that you could commonly be wowing. How do you transition that wow when you're showing your stripes, which I don't have because I just literally washed my hand because my stripes were like 3 days old, which Jerry talked about. You gotta have fresh stripes. So before I go out again, I will have fresh stripes. But when you transition that, you're rubbing, you're showing, you're kissing, you're telling people how amazing the product is, you have completely wowed them. Now what? Okay, so I showed you this little calendar. I'm going to give you guys like a checklist of things that you need to have on you at all times. You need to have on your stripes, and you need to have a small pocket calendar that you can fit in your purse. This is just like a free one that somebody gave me at an event, so I took it. And I grabbed a bunch to give to my team, because that's how I am. So, so you need to have that. You need to have, always, 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 some beauty books with an attached Post-it note. And if some of you know what that means, and for those of you who don't, I will tell you why. But I have like 5 to 10 of these with me at all times. Not necessarily carrying with me. I keep them in my car. So I have a tote bag in my car that's full of these and Acclaim magazines. And I keep those in my car. And then before I go anywhere, I make sure I have like 1 or 2 in my purse, at least. Okay? So that you've got to have your calendar, you got to have this, and you got to have your stripes. Wherever you go in public. Those things you must have. Okay. So, how to transition from a wow to book. So you wow, I'm going to be referring to my notes, so if I'm looking down, sorry. If you're wowing, Natalie wanted me to give you some examples of verbiage, because a lot of people just don't know like really what to say. Well, how do you transition that? What do you say? So I have some suggestions. You don't want to be like weird and salesy, because people always get icky about that. So you want to just be like passionate, excited about the product. Yeah, I love it. This is the best product ever. And they're like, wow. And then you say, I'd love to come show you the products one day this week or next week. So right away, like you're letting her know you want to show them to her. You don't have time to right now. Like you're at the grocery store or you're at McDonald's Playland or whatever. If you're getting ready to leave, if you're still there, maybe you can. But to book, you're going to say, I'd love to come show you the products one day this week or next week. I can come to you or we can meet for coffee. And then you go right into, I have X, Y, or Z available. So you can say like, I've got Thursday this week or Thursday next week available. What works for you? Okay, so that's like, you're kind of steering them straight to your dates. You're not really asking. You're just saying, I'd really love to show you these products this week or next week. Which one works for you? Like, you're not even asking. You're just assuming. Like, you love this. You want to see it. So when can I show it to you? Okay? So that's kind of the assumptive role that you need to have as a salesperson. You always need to assume. So you're assuming and you're leading. You're not questioning. You never give them a yes, no question where they can say no. You just lead them into it. So then they have to say, if they don't want to, they have to come up with those sentences to be like, well, no, I don't really want to. Then they have to do that. And it's harder for people to do that than just to say, you know, are you available next week? No. You know, like, it's easier to just say no, right? So you want to just assume, say, I've got this week or next week. I can meet you for coffee. I can come to your place. You can come to my place. Like, make suggestions. Some people don't want you to come to their house. So that's fine to be like, hey, you know, or if you're at McDonald's Playland and you're like, hey, I'll bring back all my products next week. Let's meet at the same place. Let the kids play. Double win. Kids are happy. Moms are happy. Okay? So, like, find ways to make it, like, where it works for whoever it is that you're talking to, where it's not an inconvenience, okay? Where it's, like, fun, and I'm going to make this work within your schedule, and we're going to have a great time, and I'm an expert, and I can help you pick the best lip color that matches your skin tones, your hair, and your eye color. Like, you always got to sell yourself as the expert. So it's not just that I'm trying to sell them something, but it's also I'm going to provide something to you that you don't have. Okay? I'm a makeup artist, or I'm a whatever it is that you are. You don't have to say you're a makeup artist, but you're just a specialist. Okay? You're an expert, whether you've got the title or not. You're an expert. So you're going to be like, hey, I can help you pick the best color for you. You assure them that you are going to do something for them, that you're not just wanting their money. Okay? Thank you, Carolyn. Another thing that you can do from there. So you say you get it scheduled for next Thursday at the coffee shop or at her house or at McDonald's Playland. The following day, you call her. So when you do that, you get, what I would do at that point is I would say, I'm going to give you a beauty book to look at until between now and then, and just put a star by any of the products that you want to know more about or have questions about, so that when I come, we can go over that. Would you write down your name and phone number and email address, just so I can confirm all the details with you, so I can, you know, maybe send you a reminder, or if you're coming to my house, I can send you my address, or whatever it is, right? And then when you're handing her that beauty book, you have her write that down, and then you take that off, give her the beauty book, and then you attach that in your trusty little calendar, right? So I've got some of my leads right here in the back. So that's where you put it. Then you don't lose them. You've got this calendar. This is your new best friend. Keep it with you everywhere. Okay, so you stick it in the back. So the next day, you can call to upgrade the party. So what you do is you would say, you know, I was thinking, since I'm going to be there anyway, would you like to invite a few friends? Because if you do, then I could get you some free product at the same time. You know, and then that just kind of, you can sometimes kind of sneak a one-on-one into a party without saying, do you want to have a party? Because everybody hates it when you say, do you want to have a party? Because they're like, oh, everybody gets cringy, like, oh my gosh. And it's mostly because they're worried about, one, keeping up their house, cleaning their house, everybody looking at their house, their kids being at home and it being crazy, or two, people showing up, which is really intimidating sometimes. So book a party, you invite all these people, and then nobody shows up. Like, it happens to everyone. People get freaked out by the idea of it. They just get anxiety about it. So it's easier to just say, hey, why don't you invite a few friends? And then it's like, you invite some friends for coffee and I'll bring my makeup. And then if they buy anything, then I can get you something free or some discounted stuff. I'm going to be there anyway. You're going to be there anyway. Why not invite some people, right? And it's just casual and sneaky. Okay, so just slide right into that upgrade. After you've got the day booked. So you already have the date booked, then you upgrade it. Another way that you can transition a wow from a book. So that's one way. Another way that you can transition a wow into a book is to say something like, I actually do, you can choose how many you want to do. Say your goal is to do 2. I actually do 2 free makeovers a week, and I happen to have a slot available this week. Do you want to grab it? Like, that's one way to do it too. If you're doing makeovers or working on your MUA, or if you're just comfortable doing that at all for anybody. Or you, if you don't want to do makeovers, you could say, I actually do 2 demos a week, and I've got one opening this week. Do you want to grab it? You know what I mean? Or somebody just canceled. Do you want to take it? It's Thursday, and I have one opening. Would you like it? Like, that's another way you can do it, okay? Another way that a lot of people will do it is to say, I do a giveaway for makeovers once a month. I give away 1 free makeover, and I'm going to give you this beauty book, and if you'll write your information on here, I just need your name, your phone number, and your email address. And if you win, I'll give you a call, and it's free makeover. No cost to you. And I'll only call you if you win. And now that's one of the techniques that Leslie Boyd Bradley has taught us from the beginning, and it works. And so people are like, free, people love makeovers, so they're like, okay, so they write their information down. Then you call and schedule, surprise, you're the winner, and you schedule that makeover, okay? And you get out your little calendar, and you schedule it for Thursday or Sunday, because those are the days that you have, okay? Sometimes you'll have to make exceptions. Sometimes they'll be like, nope, I work both Thursdays and Sundays. That's when you have to go back and say, okay, what day does work for you? And then I'll go back and see if I can make that work, okay? And then you try to make that work, whatever day works for them. But try to stick within your time that you've set aside to do that. Okay, another way to wow. I like to give you, or to book from a wow. I like to give you guys all kinds of options. So whichever one kind of works, we'll work it in. If you already have an open house planned at your house, a glamour clinic planned at your house, or a lip and sip planned, give them that date. I just so happen to be hosting a glamour clinic, or I just so happen to be having a team lip and sip tomorrow at BJ's at Oxmoor Mall from 6 to 9. I'd love to have you there. And then same thing. They'd be like, oh, really? Yeah. Why don't I give you this so you can look over the product, write down your information. I'll make sure to send you all the details. You send them that reminder. You get them there. Okay? Some people don't know what I mean when I say a glamour clinic, an open house, or a lip and sip. So let me touch on those really quick. An open house is when you decide, okay, I'm not getting enough bookings, and this is one way to control your fate on this, right? Like, why not have an open house once a month? Just put it on the calendar, because you're got to do 2 a week, so make that be one of them, is your open house. Pick one, make it an open house. 1 open house a month. And then you're inviting everybody to the open house, okay? But then when you're wowing, you can also give them that date, you can get their information, you can send them the reminder. That's an open house. An open house is basically you're going to have certain windows, and you're going to have all your product out, and you're going to have cookies and punch, or you're going to have wine and cheese, whatever you're going to do, and then you're going to invite people in during those hours to show them product. A glamour clinic is when you're going to teach women how to apply makeup. So I have a glamour clinic scheduled for Sunday. I've got 16 people. I only wanted to do 10. I've got 16 people coming. People love it when you're going to teach them something. So if you got skill, offer to teach it to people, okay? So I'm going to have different themed glamour clinics once a month in my house. And because I've got my 8 kids and me and my fiance, we have a giant table for 10, so I can fit 10 people. So that other 6, I'm going to have to figure out. But we're bringing in another table. Anywho, it's going to be great because I'm going to bring somebody up. So me, I'm going for my MUA. I'm going to bring somebody up and show everybody how to do foundation, and they're going to follow along. And then I'm going to have her sign her little name on my 58 checklist, and then I'm going to set her back down. I'm going to pull somebody else up, and I'm going to say, okay, we're going to do brows on this person. Everybody follow along. And then we're going to do the brows, and then everybody's going to follow along. And then she's going to go sit down after she signs her name as one of my 58 faces. In case you didn't know, you don't have to do 58 full faces. So if you're in the crunch right now, this is a good way to get a lot of names on your checklist fast, okay? But we're going to do that the whole way through. I'm going to pull up each one of those 16 people and do one part. Their blush, their contour, their lip, their brow, their eye, their eyeliner, their mascara, etc. Okay? Their highlight, whatever it is. So I'm going to get all those names. But at the same time, what's great about this is that I am getting my names that I need for my certification. I've got a lot of people there. I'm teaching a lot of people. And they're going to leave feeling confident that they can put this makeup on themselves. So my first 20-something makeovers I did it from top to bottom, head to toe, glam makeovers. But they leave feeling like, I could never do this. If they are sitting in a clinic and they do most of the work, and I'm there just to critique, to say, that line looks a little harsh, let me show you how to soften that. and provide little tips here and there, then they leave feeling like, I can do this. Okay, so that is how you host a glamour clinic, and you can have different themes for your glamour clinic. So for this one, I'm doing a Valentine's date night look, and I'm making it easy, guys. Don't go crazy. Don't make it hard. Make it something that people can do. But I will have a different theme each month. Sometimes I think I'm going to focus on skincare, and it's going to be a skincare regimen, glamour clinic, because we've got to take care of that skin. And plus, I can bring in some of the same people that came to my other one. They're like, well, I already learned how to do makeup. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't know how to do skincare. Come on, right? So that is how I keep it interesting. That is how I get them to keep coming back. That is how I get them to bring friends. And that's why I have so many people coming to that one, because I only really have like maybe 3 or 4 of my people, but they've all invited like 2 friends to come with them. Okay? And tell them to. And I always tell people they're going to get freebies for coming to my clinics, or they're going to get freebies for coming to my open house. I give away free stuff, and I'm giving away knowledge. I'm going to teach you how to do your makeup, plus you're going to leave with a free gift, plus we're going to have food. Why do you not want to come, right? And I'll have some finger foods. So I'm not going to make it crazy. It'll probably be like cheese and fruit and nuts. Done. Of course, wine, because I like wine. But if you don't, it can be juice or soda, or what is that punch that you make with Sprite and rainbow sherbet? Whatever you want to do, right? Okay, so that glamour clinic, lip and sip. Here's what a lip and sip is. A lot of teams, surprisingly, well, lip and sips can be a lot of different things. Let me just break that down. Lip and sip can be a party, and I actually refer to every party as a lip and sip, because I know people get cringy with the word party. So I say lip and sip. I'm trying not to look at all my messages, you guys, so if it's not like a legit question, then I'm going to keep moving, and I'll go back and look at them. A lip and sip sounds better, sounds more fun than party, because people look at direct sales parties as maybe like this big, ugly presentation that they don't want to sit through. A lip and sip is like, hey, we're going to put some lippy on, and we're going to sip on something yummy. It could be chocolate, and we're going to make smoothies. That would be a really fun party. Make a smoothie party. And we're going to see if we get any lipstick on your straw after we make your smoothie. Or if you're doing wine, we're going to do a little wine sampling. I know one lady who did a really cute wine tasting, and she had like 4 or 5 different wines, and she had little cups of each, and then she had numbers by them and had everybody vote like what their favorite number was, and at the end, like which was the most liked wine, whatever. You can do different things, okay? But the more fun you make them and interactive you make them, the more people enjoy themselves. Tea! Nikki says tea, Cassie, we're in the South, so I am a Southern girl now. I'm not like born and raised Southern, but apparently I am now. So Nikki's going to school me on that. Tea. Have a tea party, and especially in the summer. Like, go out on the deck. I'm having a big, beautiful deck built at my house. Thank you, Jen's. But that would be so fun to have like an outdoor patio, like a little tea day afternoon. Southern gals lip and sip, right? You theme it however you want to do it. We're in Kentucky. In Kentucky, we have the Kentucky Derby. That's a big deal. So we can theme it out to be like a derby event. So when you do things like that, that makes it interesting. It makes people want to come. For the different themes, like my glamour clinic, I will have a derby theme. I'll tell people, bring your derby hats, bring your derby dresses, and I'm going to match your makeup for you. So you look spectacular that day, right? So think of ways that you can tie it in and make people want to come again and again and again, even if it's the same people. Once you're at an existing party, that is a prime opportunity to get more bookings. And if you're not booking at your party that you're already working, or glamour clinic, or lip and sip, then you are in trouble, because you want to always book new people when you're meeting new people so that you can continually grow your business. I'm going to rewind, because I forgot to tell you guys exactly what we do for our lip and sips with our team, and I want to recommend that to some of you guys who have a big team in your area. We have a lot of girls on our team in Louisville, so what we'll do is we will reserve a restaurant party room, and we'll book 1 to 2 lip and sips for our team every month. And then we advertise those dates to our team, we make a little graphic, we send it out, we tell our team to advertise this graphic, let everybody know we're having a lip and sip at BJ's. That's the restaurant that we often do. And it's right in the mall, so it's convenient. And we have this whole separate room for us. The restaurant doesn't charge us anything. Some restaurants do, so you want to call around and find one that doesn't charge for their party room. As long as you're ordering like appetizers or drinks, then most of them don't. Some of them will have minimums, so you'll want to ask those questions. I find one that doesn't charge and that doesn't have a minimum. And then I let everybody know, my customers, that I'm going to pay for their drinks, or at least I'll say first drink. I will cover your first drink, especially if it's like wine or alcohol. But if it's soda, it's like, hey, unlimited, it's on me, right? Because usually they are. But Anyhow, you let them know what you're covering. Like, I might say, I'll cover appetizers and your first drink. If you guys want to order anything else, that's up to you. And I'm going to bring all my makeup. And that's how I advertise it. But I let my whole team advertise that in the same area. And the party room is big enough to hold like 25 people or more, a little bit more, if we needed to. And what we do is, not everybody will participate in every one. So somebody's like, oh, that date works really good for me on my team. And they'll say, okay, I'm going to advertise this. I've got 3 ladies coming. I'm like, perfect. So I just let everybody know, just let me know like a day or two before the event how many people they have confirmed coming. And you want to let people know, I'll have a free gift for you if you RSVP, but I need you to RSVP in order to get that gift and to make sure that I'm going to be there. So then when you have those confirmed RSVPs, we set up tables for each of our girls. So one girl has a table here, one girl has a table here, one girl has a table here for her people. Does that make sense? And what's nice about that is that if you are just having it at your house and say 1 or 2 people show up, it feels kind of small and sometimes that gets awkward. But if you're in this big room, and even if each one of you, 5 girls only has 1 or 2 people show up, it feels really big. And so the energy is really high, and people, when they show up, they're like, oh my gosh, everybody loves lip scents, and people are sheeple. And so people like all want to get involved, and they get really excited when there's a lot of people there. So team lip and sips are great to have. It's also nice because if you have somebody on the spot that wants a color that you don't have, maybe your team member over here does, and you can say, hey, can you swap me this real quick so I can take care of her? And you guys can do that, and boom, done. It's just a really good thing to do, and my team can count on having 2 of their dates booked for the month because I've scheduled that for them. So that's a great way to do this. So if you guys want to help your team get bookings, that's one way you can help your team get bookings. Okay, so now we're going to jump back forward. Add an existing party. Make sure, number 1, that your party is fun, because nobody's going to want to book off of your party if it isn't. So don't make it like pulling your teeth and toenails and fingernails off. Make it fun. Bring a booking basket. How many people know what a booking basket is? Drop a 1 in the comments if you know what a booking basket is. What? I don't have a basket here with me, but when I do it, I will bring a basket, and I bring like little goodies that I find because I'm always looking for cute lip stuff or beauty stuff. And I'll put that in there. It doesn't always have to be lip stuff. I could do like a little glitter manicure set. Sometimes I'll go to the dollar store. I'll shop at Michael's or Target in their dollar section. Hobby Lobby sometimes has cute little clearance things. And there's Wish.com, and there is another website that's called AOA Studio that has these really cute little bags, and those are only like $1. I give these away like hotcakes, right? So these kind of things can be attendance gifts, depending on what you want. Like I got these, at Target clearance. Whatever it is that you find, just find cute, different, cheap gifts, some of which can be used for your attendance gifts for people who come. We usually get a little gift bag. We put some chocolates in there. Depends on what's going on. Like it can be a bath bomb. You can buy a big bag of bath bombs at Walmart and then divide them up and give everybody a bath bomb in their little attendance bag for coming. The thank you for coming. I've got a gift for you. Some candies in there, and whatever. At little dollar store, we have some little rhinestone mirrors that we find, little compact mirrors. They're kind of like this one. This one's cuter because it's got Vegas on it, baby, because I got this in Vegas. This one's mine. But they're just little compact mirrors like this, and they've got rhinestones on them. You can find those at Michael's. And we usually will put like a little compact mirror, some chocolates, a bath bomb, or a lip scrub, or different things like that in their bag. But then you want to make like your bigger things, maybe things that cost like $2 to $5, like in your booking basket. So this I would probably put, I don't know. Sometimes I do them as prizes. Sometimes I do them like as a gift with purchase. But it's always good to have these like little extra gifts. And you use them however you want to use them. But make sure that you've got some enticing stuff in your booking basket. If you have enticing stuff in your booking basket, you have a better chance that people are going to book. And so you'll pass that basket around with goodies and say, hey, okay, no, people don't like the word, just like they don't like the word party, they don't like the word book usually. So, some ways you can word that. Let me see, I think I wrote this down somewhere. You have your calendar. Okay, here's a tip with a calendar also. You have your calendar at the event, even if you have no dates on that calendar. Use a pencil if you want to. Or, here's a thought too. use your kids' names and dedicate one day to each of your kids, and that'll be like their special day or something. But whatever you do, like, don't show. So I've got names here and times. Don't show an empty calendar, because then you look lame, and then people are like, I don't want to book with her. She must be really boring. Like, you don't want to show this. This looks boring, right? But get some bright colored markers. I just have pen on this one, but you want people to see dates. You want people to see names, dates, times. Then they feel like you're filling up, and that's what you want to say. I only have 2 left this month. Who wants them? And the first 2 who gets them gets to pick 2 things out of that basket. Light a little fire under their butt. Also, if you do certain themes are only good for certain months, especially things like Valentine's Day clinics or derby parties. You know, people like that idea, like, ooh, that sounds fun, right? There is a pampered chef consultant that has been driving me crazy to get a booking for me, but I'm totally going to do it because I love her hustle. But what did she send to me last time? Oh, yeah. She said, how about we do a chocolate, like, fondue party for Valentine's Day, like around Valentine's, like a chocolate and, not s'mores, marshmallows, like chocolate fondue, right? That sounds fun. I'm like, yeah, let's do that, right? So sometimes people need to be talked into it a little bit more by whatever extra you're doing to make it, like, more fun. So it's not just another lip sense party. What can you do to make it extra? So talk about those. You can have themes. I've seen people, and I'm going to be working on this myself, and it's a great idea. And I learned a lot from Pampered Chef. Go to other parties when people invite you, because other direct salespeople, especially that have been doing them for years, have really great ideas. But what I love about the Pampered Chef party is she had like a list of like 5 different themes you could pick, and they all had different things. And so, and I'm like, that makes it more interesting to me. I'm like looking at it like, I think I want to do the margarita, the Mexican Monday margarita party. You know what I mean? Because we're going to have chips and salsa, fresh pico de gallo, and margaritas. That sounds like fun. You know, whatever. Like, you've got to kind of like create a visual for them. So you could have some different themes. Like, you could have mimosas and makeup, and that would be like a Sunday brunch. You could have margaritas and makeup, and these can be virgin, ladies. I know we've got some non-drinkers. They can be virgin margaritas. You can do Pamper Me Ladies Night, and on those nights, like right now, we're gonna get to that. Maybe I don't want to cheat too much and tell you, jump ahead too much, but oh well. I won't mention all the details. So you could do a Pamper Me party, like a ladies' night out, like Pamper Me thing, and you could do hand scrubs and hand cream and shea butter, and get their hands just good and soft, and talk about those products, and talk about the skincare, and ask them if they have any questions about skincare, about their face, or any problems, and then you can just start talking about those things. That could be your theme, though, as a Pamper Me event. Like I said, the Derby Day, Valentine's, Christmas, you can do some crazy stuff, some fun stuff, like 80s night. We can have an 80s night theme party, and you bring out all your 80s colors, or whatever. You'll bring all your colors, but you're going to do some fun stuff, right? Or you can have a photo booth party. Whatever you want to do, make it appealing and make it limited. Like, I only have 2 left of that one this month. I only have 1 of that one, you know, like, and just be like, that's it. I just do one 80s party a month. You want it? You know, whatever it is, right? You got to, like, limit it, and you have to make, like, them feel a sense of urgency. And if your calendar is completely empty, they're not going to feel that sense of urgency. So, that is ways to get bookings at parties. Alternative methods. Let's talk about alternative methods to get parties, and to get bookings, I should say, because not everything is a party. Okay, so Facebook parties is another way to get bookings. Those count as bookings. And obviously, you can make a lot of money at Facebook parties. I've had some complete flops. I've had some awesome parties, like $1,200, $1,500 parties. I have signed 4 people from one party. So don't write off Facebook parties, but don't think that every one of them is going to be like that, because I've had some that are like, pulling teeth to get orders, okay? But Facebook parties are something that you can count as demos. The more you demo, the more chances that you are growing your business and making money. So book Facebook parties. I try to do 1 every weekend. So if I do 1 in-person demo and 1 Facebook party every weekend, I've got my 2 demos every week. And it's not that hard if you have a template, like on Post My Party, to just do it. Be like, hey, I've got who's going to take my party this weekend. It's going to be fun. And I just do it Friday through Sunday, and then I go live on Sunday. That's my thing. That's how I make it work. Works for my life. I set aside a certain time on Sunday because my family knows on Sunday it's a work day for me. So you guys pick your schedule, whatever days you can do. You pick your days, but do it. So I will say things like, I'm looking for 2 amazing gals on my page, on my group. I will say I'm looking for 2 amazing gals to host a Facebook party this month. You know, that's because I've already booked 2, or just because I say that so it feels limited, but even if I get 4, I'm going to take all of them. Dangle a carrot. I'll say you'll get X. So sometimes I'll say whatever that prize is. Whoever does gets a free perfume or whatever I'm doing, right? And you can pick. That's the fun thing about Senegence. You get to pick what your hostess gifts are. Or you can say a free color. You always get a free color though. So sometimes I try to change it up and make it like interesting so it's different each time. This month, my Facebook hostess are getting it blank, right? Or whatever it is. Go shopping on Wish. Find some cute stuff. I'm telling you. People like free stuff. Another alternative method you can do is a mystery hostess party. So when you're not getting any bookings for any reason and you just need to create those bookings yourself, like I said, you can do that with Lip and Sips. You can do that with Glamour Demo Clinics. You can do that with open houses. You can also do it online with a mystery hostess party. I recently had a very successful mystery hostess party. I signed 2 people and probably made about $700-800. I consider that a success, especially because nobody booked it with me. I just did it myself. And what I did is I just put in anybody who's ever ordered from me, I put them into another group or event, but I called it like the Everlasting Lip Mystery Hostess Party. It was when I reached Crown Princess, so I said it was like a celebration for me reaching Crown Princess. I made it feel like it was a special thing. I'm not going to do it all the time, and I've heard before somebody recommended you only do Mystery Hostess parties like once a quarter, and then that way people don't feel like, oh, she's going to do those all the time. You want them to feel really special, and you also want to put VIP in there. And several times I said, I'm only inviting my VIPs to this. I'm only inviting my VIPs, so they feel special already that I invited them, that I put them in that. And then I'm constantly like either messaging them or posting to my group or posting to the mystery party. Like, don't forget I'm going to go live on Sunday, and I'm posting points on how they can get points for freebies because I'm going to be giving away a lot of freebies because I'm so excited that I reached Crown Princess or whatever it is that you're celebrating, right? Because it's my birthday, because it's the summer, whatever reason you're doing it, I'm so excited. I'm giving away free stuff, right? So earn your points. And guess what? 2 people signed up because they got 250 points for signing up because they wanted to get a bag. Right? Like, it's just the little things, but we all love free stuff. So we're like, oh, what are we gonna do? Well, I've been thinking about signing up. Okay, sign me up. I want to get another entry to win the free stuff. But the mystery hostess is the big grand prize. So I gave away a bunch of little things. I did like 10 drawings, and then I gave away of little things. And so everybody felt like the energy. And then I was like, and the big thing is going to be the mystery hostess. So let's see who gets the mystery hostess. And that's the person who gets the hostess discounts for all of everybody else's orders. They also got points for placing orders. Like there was X amount of points, like 100 points for the first person who placed an order. And then it was like 50 points for each item that you ordered, or 25 points for each item that you ordered. I can't remember everything, but it was fun. So you just got to encourage them to buy. And then just keep the energy excited. And when I went live, I did a fun thing. Again, I drink, a lot of you don't. I had my wine, and everybody kind of knows me for my wine. And so, oh, my shirt has even got my wine, Sip Sip Rosé. But I did like kind of a drinking party, not really, but I was just kind of like, okay, every time I say lip sense, if y'all got your wine out, get your jammies on, and everybody take a drink when I say lip sense. So we did that, and it was just fun and silly. But I told it, I accommodated any of my non-drinkers and said, if you've got water, drink your water, and you're gonna be really hydrated by the end of this party. And we just made it fun. Okay, so find fun ways to do it. I have a girl on my team that does different themes when she goes live. So that's really fun too when she does her lives and parties for her hostess, and people love to book with her because of that. So she does like an 80s night, or she does a whatever, they get to pick. One person picked Broadway, whatever. And she does her images based on that theme, and when she goes live, she does cute stuff based on that theme, and it just makes it fun. So if you're the fun girl who does fun parties, people will book with you. Another way that you can get a booking, I just did this one, and I'm super excited about it. Reach out to other direct sales reps that sell different items that don't directly compete with our products. So that would be like clothing reps. That could be, for now, hair reps until we start getting hair products. It could be Color Street. It could be Jamboree, nail stuff. It just, any kind of direct, could be Scentsy, whatever, right? Just pick another direct salesperson. And if you want to be really specific about it, it could be one of your friends, or you can look and find somebody that has a big following that you know already has a good hustle and has a lot of customer base, okay? Because that's going to do you some favors. So if you have a good customer base and they have a good customer base, you're both going to really do each other some huge favors. What I did in the past with one of my LuLaRoe girls is we did a giveaway. I made a graphic, and the giveaway led up to our event. We were having a pop-up event, but before that, we did a giveaway, and I offered a free starter kit. She offered a dress, a Carly, and it was like, here's how you get entries into the giveaway. The first requirement is that they had to join both of our groups. So right away, we both got like 60 members from each other's groups. And those are like active buyers. So that was really nice, because usually people who spend that money on LuLaRoe don't mind spending that money on makeup. So it did me a lot of favors. I got some really good customers from that. And then you give them another entry for sharing the post, and then you give them like 5 entries for showing up to the event. Okay. And then at the event, you know, obviously you do whatever, you can do a theme for that or whatever, but you make your sales in that event. That's a booking. So the one that I just did though, that I'm scheduled for March 1st, I believe, I did with a Color Street rep, because I love Color Street. I think it's awesome. I love fun nails, and my clients know that I love fun nails. So I'm like, hey, I've talked up Color Street a few times. I'm like, hey, I think this stuff's the bomb. So we're going to do something together. We're going to have like a pamper me night. I'm going to bring some polishing exfoliator. No, I'm going to bring facial resurfacer probably, and do like hand scrubs for them with that. I'm going to bring my hand cream. I'm going to bring my shea butter. And so we're going to talk about like how awesome their hands can look with their fabulous nails. And then I'm going to say, oh, by the way, I brought my lippies, and we can match your lip to your nails. Blam. Right? So, but it's going to be fun. And we're going to probably do a giveaway promoting it in advance too, just to get people in both groups. So that's another way. Another way you can get bookings: message friends or past clients. Don't give up if you get no response or no's. Make it a challenge to see how many no's you get till you get to a yes. So a good way to do it for friends is you could message a friend and say, hey, I need one more person to book a party with me this month. And this is because it's a friend that I'm allowing you to say book and party. Or you can say lip and sip if you don't want to say party, and that's fine. But if friends, you can usually be a little bit more lax with. But I'm looking for one more person to host a lip and sip. How about that? Looking for one more friend to host a lip and sip to reach my goal for this month. Would you do it for me? If you directly ask a friend, either in person or via message, you have a better chance of them saying yes than if you just post the thing to your page, which I do. I post to my page once a month to say, hey, who wants to get free stuff? And then when they say me, then I start sending them messages on how they can get free stuff. That's a really good one, by the way. Who wants a free color? Everybody's going to say me. And then you get to message them and tell them how they get a free color. But if you message your friends privately and say, I need one more person to book with me, this is over for me to reach my goal, will you do it? Then you more than likely will get a yes. But if you get a no, oh, I'm so busy, usually if it's friends, they'll make a reason that they're too busy, right? Okay, don't worry, I'll hit you up next month. Then you put them on your list for next month, right? Don't just let them get away with a no. And then you just keep hounding them until they be like, no, girl, I don't want to have a lip and sip. And then you have to like say no. But until then, you just keep rescheduling and you just keep rescheduling. Clients. So I check in on my clients that I haven't heard from in a while, or check in on clients that have recently ordered and ask how they're liking their products. Then you could say things like, I was thinking about how much you would like our color correcting tinted moisturizer or whatever, right? Especially if it's positive. Now, if it's negative, you want to troubleshoot whatever their issues are with the lip sense, because some people won't tell you they have issues, but if you reach out to them, they will. So it's always good to follow up and reach out anyways, just so you can help those people. But also if they're like, oh my gosh, I love it, then you'd be like, okay, great. That's so good to hear. I was thinking the other day how much I wanted to show you our color correcting tinted moisturizer, and I haven't had a chance to tell you about that. And I was wondering if there was a day this week or next week I could come by and show you. Okay, that's how you get a booking again. So you book it, and then what do you do? Who's been listening? What do you do the next day after you have them on your calendar to show them the color correcting tinted moisturizer? What do you do? Who's been listening? I'll give you a couple minutes. Is Carolyn still with me? I know she was paying attention. Upgrade! Jessica got it. You upgrade. So after they say, yeah, okay, that'd be great. I'll come by next Thursday and bring me your color correcting tinted moisturizer. I'm kind of low on foundation anyway, so I'd love to see it, right? Then the next day you say, hey, Sadie, or whatever her name is, I was just thinking I'm going to be there Thursday anyways to show you that CCTM, and thought, why don't you have a couple friends over? I can show them too, and if they purchase anything, I can get you some free stuff. Upgrade. Okay, so you get those scheduled, then you upgrade them. The more people you get showing, the more money you make, and the more new clients or potential distributors you have. Catalog party. Catalog party is another way to book. It's kind of an unofficial book because you don't have a date, but what you do is some friends are like, I don't want to host a party. It's so awkward. I'm not socially awkward, right? Or whatever. I'm just working all the time, blah, 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 right? You say, if they're your good friend, or they just want to earn free products, say somebody says, it's expensive, I really want it, but it's so expensive, right? You're like, all right, well, go and hustle for me, and I'm going to give you this book, and you give them the book, and then you print up the outside order form in your back office, and say, go get 6 orders for me. Go sell me 6 collections, like your daughter selling Girl Scout cookies, and then you get a free blankety-blank, whatever you're going to give them, okay? Or a discount on your order, or whatever, right? Because you can give them hostess discounts for doing that, or you can give them 1 free item for doing that, whatever you want to do. But that's bringing in outside orders they can pass around at work, or they can pass it around at the family reunion, or whatever. And they're like, I don't really want to sell, and I don't really want to have a party. Well, okay, do a catalog party for me, or what you want to call is a beauty book party, not a catalog party. Other direct sales calls it a catalog party. Ours is a beauty book, right? So a beauty book party. Okay, we already talked about the glamour clinics ahead, so I don't want to go back on that again. But one thing I did say, I told you could have different themes for the glamour clinics. Another thing you can do is break it, instead of a whole face like I'm doing for the Valentine's one, is sometimes, especially for things that really require skill, you can break it down to just that one focus. So I'm going to have one in the future that's just focusing on contouring. We are going to contour our little faces away until they're perfect and little Michael Jackson noses. No, just kidding. But we are going to just focus one of my glamour clinics on contouring. A lot of women are intimidated by contouring, and they would like a step-by-step on contouring, and then we're just going to have fun and have like chips and salsa and contour our little faces away, right? Or I'll probably have one just on brows, and we'll focus on brows shape, and I'll be able to spend more time looking at each one of them individually and make suggestions on like if their brow needs to go a little further out, and then you have time to study these things. Like I said, you get to be the expert, so study, watch YouTube videos, research it, how to get the perfect brow. If you don't know it, learn it, and then teach it, learn how to line up. This is where your brow should begin, this is where your brow should end, this is where your arch should be, get to knowing some of the rules and then teaching them to people. People will show up because they feel like they're learning valuable content. But if you break them up into pieces like that, that's a good way of getting people to come back again. Same people and buying new products. Oh, we're going to focus on brow sense this time, or we're going to focus on shadow sense this time, or we're going to focus on contouring. And when we contour, I use specifically deep and light concealer underneath my CCTM. That's how I contour. So I'm going to sell CCTM and both of those products. So I'm going to stock up on those products so that I can sell them that night. And I plan to sell, whatever it is, like at my glamour clinic, I don't want to have a whole bunch of options. I want to focus on certain colors, really basic colors of shadow sense, maybe 3, 1 blush, and maybe 2 or 3 different lip choices, a red, a pink, and a nude, and then be like, that's it. And then have those, make them choose from those 3, or whatever. Like, you're going to do all the eyes the same, but the only one that you're going to give them a choice on is their lips. And then you'll have plenty of stock in those items to sell that night. So make sure you've got a few testers, because you can't have the same person passing around to 10 or 16 people. So I'm probably going to have 4 testers of each and have them kind of share and have different little sections at each table. But then I've also got to have probably 6 to 10 of every item available to buy. Okay. So there we go. Hi. Just saying hi to somebody who said they're jumping on. Then what's some other options? Neighborhood open house. So you could go around with a flyer and knock on doors and tell people you're having an open house on X day. You're going to do cookies for Christmas, or open house, whatever your theme is. Do it. Make it fun. Make it something they want to come to, or a pamper me event, or whatever. Introduce yourself. Have the open house. You should probably have a phone number or an email address that they can text or message to RSVP. Just say, hey, I want to make sure I've got enough food for everybody and free gifts, because I always give free stuff at my open houses. So make sure to let me know if you're coming. That way you know. I always tell people the free gift. I can't have your free gift if you don't RSVP. And you really can't, because you can't count on, you don't know how many people are going to show up. So that's a great way to get them to RSVP. With the Glamour Clinic, when I limited the seats to 10 seats, it created a sense of urgency. I'm like, once the seats are full, they're gone. Luckily, I was nice and let them go to 16, but I was like, I can't do any more than 16, right? But each month they'll see that they're filling and people are going to act fast on those. Retirement homes or assisted living communities, you can offer your services to them. You can offer to do a skincare regimen day, or a beauty day with the ladies, okay? And a lot of those women, they shop on, what's it, like the Home Shopping Network from TV or whatever. They spend money on that stuff. So they would love to have you come to them. So offer your services and people are likely to have you come in because you're like, hey, I'm going to do mini makeovers on all your gals. But you'd have to make sure that it's okay that you sell to them. Some people have rules about that. So I'm going to do mini makeovers, but I just need to know also if it's okay if they have money, if they are allowed to purchase and spend their own money. Okay? Check with your local bank. A lot of local banks will have a local business highlight table. If they do, then have a sign-up sheet for, you set up your table, and sometimes it's like once a week, they'll let different businesses change, and you get to put a setup display out there, and then I would make sure to have like a sign-up sheet. And every time I do vendor events, bridal shows, so those are different ways to get bookings. Events count as bookings. So I look for vendor shows, I look for craft fairs, I look for bridal shows, I look for dance competitions, cheer competitions. I book every single event I can. Those are also bookings. Like I said, you're looking for any booking you can. You want to get 2 a week. But at every event that I have a sign-up sheet like this. And it's got host a party or join my team. And what I always recommend doing is don't just like change out and think you need a new one at every event. I will keep this one that has a lot of names on it with just a few open spots, and then I'll have another sheet like on the back where somebody else can fill out if we do get lucky enough to fill that sheet. But I don't want it to look blank either, just like my calendar. I want it to look exciting. I want it to look like people are interested. So don't feel like you got to start with a new clean sheet. Keep those names on there from the last event, even if you've already called them and done their party. Don't cross them off, just and you've got those names on there and it looks better. Local boutiques and salons, you can also offer nights to. So you can say, hey, I'll do a match your lip to your date night out dress event, or whatever it is that you feel like you can offer. I'm going to do a brow class. I'd be willing to host it in your boutique. Would you be willing to host that for me? And then you offer it to your clients. Or if it's a boutique that sells clothes, then you can tell them to come in and buy something and you'll match to the outfit that they buy or whatever. We've done a couple of those and people love those. It's a great way to get bookings because you're offering the boutique a service that they can pitch to their clientele to make their clientele come in and shop for another reason, right? Because they're already coming in and shopping for something, but sometimes like, oh, they haven't been in for a couple weeks, but if they saw this ad go out to say, hey, we're doing a ladies' night, we're going to have a lip and sip, come on in, match your lip to your outfit, then all of a sudden people are like, I think I'm going to go shopping at that boutique tonight. Okay, college sororities you can offer your services to as a makeup night. Duty books to doctor's offices, car lobby, like waiting rooms, anywhere that will let you, like with their waiting room area. If you can leave a beauty book with your information on it. You can also put a little sticker on it somewhere that says something like, I'm trying to remember what the exact message was. I saw it was so cute. It was something like what you see, sell 6 items and get your own for free. I think that's what it was. And you can put that on there. And then that way, like if they don't want to just buy it, they can also do like a beauty book sale or a hostess party thing for you. Grocery store challenge. I have a grocery store challenge that I do and that I'm recommending for you guys to do. Every time you go to the grocery store, you take one beauty book with you, and your goal is to get this beauty book in somebody's hands and get their information in your calendar every single time. So while you're shopping, you're just looking around for that one person that you feel like earned that beauty book. And you can tell her, be like, okay, I do this challenge. Excuse me, I know this is going to sound weird. Okay, I'll give you the verbiage. I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but I sell this awesome magical makeup, and when I go shopping, I give out one beauty book to one person when I'm there. So I picked you. You're the lucky winner. No, but something like that. Not like that obnoxious, but I would say, like I noticed that your lips were on point, or I noticed that your wing was on point. I can tell you really like your makeup. You're going to die when you see this makeup. I would love for you to take this beauty book, and if you give me your information, I'll follow up with you and maybe come over and show you the products. And, that's one way to also just get yourself out there. And the more times you do it, the easier it gets. And I know that you can do it. Introvert or extrovert, you can do it. I promise. It's uncomfortable for all of us, even the extroverts. It doesn't like, oh, this is so easy. I'm just going to do that. Like, I get the butterflies and the jitteries every time. I'm like, oh, okay, here it is. I'm going to do it to her. And just do it. Just do it. Well, the worst thing they can be like, no, thank you. And then you're like, okay, then shoot, I got to find somebody else who's going to take this dang book, And don't be like thinking it has to be the hot, cute chick that's got the perfect makeup either, because sometimes she's a makeup snob and thinks MAC is the best makeup, and she's wrong, right? But most of the time, I find like the majority of my clients are more middle-aged women, and they're willing to spend money on makeup, and they are also like maybe not as confident in how to do it, and they want to learn from somebody who says they have the confidence to teach them. So don't think that you gotta look for the girl that's got the most spot on makeup. Like, sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's the frumpy mom that needs a makeover. And you're like, hey, I'm doing makeovers, and I would love to give you this book and get you entered in my giveaway. I do it every time I go to the grocery store. I put one other person in my giveaway for the month. So if you want to be in the giveaway, let me know. You know, and then you do that. Sound like a good deal? Okay, so checklist. Always have cards on you, but I don't want you just giving your cards. As you notice, I told you about the Post-it note thing. This is more important to me than your business cards. It is nice to leave them with a business card, just so they have something professional to take away, or their beauty book. The beauty book does have my information on the back. I had a stamp made. You can put a label on the back of it, stamp it, you can write on it, however you want to do it. Always have cards, virtual cards, your small calendar, your beauty books, Acclaim magazines. We didn't talk about those, but if you don't know what those are, they're in your back office. And I specifically always have those in my car and one in my bag at all times too, because if I really meet somebody that I think would be good for the business, I give her that too. And say, this talks about the business end of our company, and I want you to read this if you don't mind, and let me know what you think. And then I have these attached to the Acclaim magazines also. Always have your stripes. And the number one thing to always have with you to get bookings is intention. Be intentful in everything you do. Your intention is to book 4 parties this month, or 4 demos, or your intention is to book 2 demos a week. Whatever it is, you have that intention. Your intention is to give 1 beauty book at the grocery store. You set that intention, and you focus on it until you do it. That is how you book. Are there any questions? I'm looking to see if I see anything, but I'm just going to give you guys a couple minutes. Throw out any questions that you might have. I'll scroll back in the meantime to see if I missed any. Okay. Okay, I had a bad experience with that, so just be careful. She called my best friend and sang we won, and we were sitting right next to each other. Super awkward. Oh, so that's about the, okay, so I see where she's going with that. She's talking about the giveaway, the makeover giveaway thing. So that could be a big deal, and I can see that, especially if you're giving it to 2 girls at the same time that you know are buddies. So say you're at the mall and you're like, hey girls, and you give away 2 beauty books, and they're friends. You might want to notate that on your Post-it note. Friends with X, put it on both of them so you know it. And then maybe what I would do specifically for those ones then is, I'm a strategist. I strategize. I would be like, well, I pulled your name, but I also remember you had your friend with you, so why don't you just bring your friend too, and I'll do both of your guys's. Right? So if you're doing more than one person that knows each other, notate that so you don't make a mistake and call them both and be like, surprise, you won, and then next, surprise, you won, because that would be awkward. Good thing to notate. See, I like good strategies. So to prevent that, write those notes ahead of time. I always say it's good to write notes anyways. Like if they're like talking to me and we have a good conversation and they're like, oh my gosh, my daughter loves makeup, I write that down afterwards. Said her daughter loves makeup. Because then when I call, I'm like, you won. I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, weren't you the one that had the daughter that you said loved makeup? Why don't you bring her too? Okay. So write notes that will help you remember. Let's see. On your little Post-it note. Wine, chocolate lip and sip. Yeah, do chocolate. Ooh, my goodness. If you offer like the chocolate fondue fountain is what got me for the Peppered Chef party. I'm like, yeah, let's do chocolate fondue. Maybe that's because I just committed to Weight Watchers and that sounded really good. But throw chocolate in there. For chocolate or wine, we'll usually get any lady going, depending on the lady that you're talking to. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Oops. I hate it when I do that. Oops. Looking through. Okay. All right. I don't think I see any other questions. Oh, one question. What are different ideas of free gifts that you've done? Okay. So I showed some of those earlier. So I guess just rewatch. I don't want to have to go back over those again for everybody else. Just rewatch. But I did show some of the gifts that I use and make some suggestions on where you can order those. So bookings. Hope you feel like a graduate in booking now, and you better have your checklist with you at all times. You better go back and watch the wowing thing, and then I believe tomorrow, maybe, check your calendar. Somebody, maybe Courtney, is going to do a training on demos. So make sure you are a master graduate of each WOW, book, demo, and direct. And each time you do them, get better and better and better. Joni said at one of the last pit stops that she's a boring person. And I was like, that's weird. Why would she say that? And then she said, because I basically like wash, rinse, repeat, because I do the same thing over and over and over again. But what about that is fantastical is that you get really good at something when you wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. So glamour, book, wow, book, demo, direct, wow, book, demo, direct. You keep doing that, you get really good at it, and it becomes just second nature. So be boring and interesting at the same time. Thank you, ladies.